How do you work with the big fascia lines, the ones that connect your toes to your head? So the big frontal line going up the front of your body, then there are lines in your back, there are diagonal lines. How do you work with these? Because they're quite deep. Wow, do I have a simple way for you today. It is so fantastic, it works extremely well, and I'm so excited to share this with you. Hi, I'm Miriam. Welcome to EI for Life. So how do you work with these deep-seated fascia lines that basically influence your entire body? Remember, fascia is connective tissue that's everywhere in your body. So working on one area is never really just working on one area. It influences everything else. And I'm going to explain a little bit more with my own experience of what happened when I used this. So what is this? You sit. You sit on the floor. That's it. So there are 5 different ways of sitting on the floor. Very important, when you sit on the floor, you want to sit directly on the floor. So you can sit on a yoga mat or a fitness mat if you have one. A blanket is fine as well. Obviously, carpet is fine too. It just needs to be flat and even. So no cushion. You got to sit on the floor flat and even. Now let's talk about the different positions in which to sit. One of the easiest is easy pose, Sukhasana in yoga. So easy pose is just cross-legged. So you just have one foot in front of the other. Very important with all of these positions, I have to come a bit further to the front. Don't lean up against anything. When you start sitting on the floor, most of us do not do this very often. Even if you do yoga, I was only used to this one position. So as you can see, my knees are actually pretty low. If your knees are up here, that's fine. If you even struggle sitting upright, that's fine. Get into any kind of position, cross-legged, you can be in. Stay in it for as long as you can. Now, by that, I don't mean force it. Stay until your body gives you a very clear signal that you need to move. What I mean by that is your mind might start talking to you. It might scream at you that there's something wrong. It might tell you that you are in pain. Just check in. Are you in pain? It might tell you that it's exhausting. It might tell you panicky stories to make you feel scared. When this happens, so when your mind freaks out, just understand your nervous system treats everything that is new and unfamiliar, especially physical poses you're not used to, as stress. This is, if you're not used to sitting like this is a stressful situation. For the nervous system, stress means that it will clamp down, the mind might start telling you stories. All you gotta do is you take a deep breath in and out, and you remind yourself that the stories are not true. They're fictional stories. They're just there to make you move out of the pose. And then you move out of the pose. So never force yourself to stay in a pose. When you're freaking out, just remind yourself this is just your nervous system because this is unfamiliar, and that's okay. And then you move out of the pose. You get into a different pose, one of the next ones. Or if even that is too much, you just go back to sitting on the couch. So you never want to stress out your nervous system. You always want to work with your nervous system. What we're doing in these poses is we're affecting lots of fascia lines. So there's stretching going on here. There's stuff going on in my pelvis. Like my pelvis is in a very specific sitting position. While we sit on the floor without leaning up against anything, the entire back, our muscles have to do tiny movements to keep us upright. We don't even notice them. They're really, really small. We're training everything. We're training sitting in this kind of position. And when this is new, this is a lot of training, a lot of new stuff, a lot of new information, like balancing, for the nervous system. And the new can only settle, especially the fascia can only release if the nervous system allows it. And the nervous system only allows things when it feels safe, when it thinks it's safe to release this. Which is why we never, ever go against the nervous system. When it says it has enough for now, you just change the pose. Okay, so this is easy pose, cross-legged pose. Just sit in it for as long as it's comfortable, and then maybe try the next pose. What's the next pose? Your legs as far apart as is comfortable. Just moving so you can see. So like this. Again, get your legs as close together as you need to. Yours might be much, much closer together. You might have to bend your knees. Again, also totally fine. You might find that you might need to lean forward, or whatever it is, just get into the pose and relax into it as much as possible and stay in this pose, just like with the other one, for as long as is comfortable. This one was a revelation to me. Because what this does, it just works on the adductors. That's muscles going here in the inside of the legs that normally keep your legs together. But when you sit like this, you relax that area. And this had such a profound effect. It tilted my pelvis and it actually straightened up my shoulders, making it now easy for me to keep my shoulders, just straight. And that's the fascinating part about sitting on the floor. It does something, it puts your body in the position it's supposed to, and not just the legs, but everything. So that's why it's super effective. Again, stay in this position for as long as is comfortable. Then when you again feel the signal, this is enough for today, and it could be at the beginning that you manage maybe 10 seconds, perfectly fine. Go into the next position. This one was at the beginning super hard for me. Now, not getting into it, I've knelt before. This is just kneeling. So your feet are just flat. Just gonna turn just flat like this, and then you just sit on your feet. That's it. And what you notice here when I relax into this position, see, my back is just automatically straight. Not quite in the frame right now, but that's fine. So kneel for as long as it's comfortable. This stretches the entire front of your legs, which is an area that I realized I never really work with. Even in years of yoga, apparently I didn't really work with it. And for me specifically was the area around the knees. So it stretches the fascia in the area around the knees. Then you have, of course, the thighs. And this makes your back, again, it puts the back straight. With this pose, for example, when I started, because it worked a lot on my ankles and my calves, because it suppresses the calves. There's my body weight on my calves and on the lower part. What I noticed was that for the first few times, 5 seconds was plenty. I'm not exaggerating. These poses, when you're not used to staying in them and relaxing into them, can be really, a lot. They can feel like a lot. Just as long as you can, and then switch out of it. Which brings me to the fourth pose. This one was for me super easy because I practice this in yoga very often. It's just having your legs straight ahead. So you can pull your feet forward, and again, you can bend the knees as much as you need to. The point is, relax as far as your body allows you to, because that's what your nervous system currently deems safe. And over time, when you stay longer in the poses, it becomes easier. So what do you do while you sit on the floor? I like to record videos. When I watch TV, I now sit on the floor always. I work with a laptop at home, so for me it's easy to just spend a few hours working on the laptop, sitting on the floor. But generally I try to get on the floor as much as possible these days. Again, I switch between different poses because it's never about forcing one pose. It's about going from one pose to the other, to the next, and so on and so on and so on. And just letting your body do what it needs to do. Try to do it several times a day. So this isn't one of those things where you want to set a timer for 40 minutes and then you stay on the floor for 40 minutes. No. Just like with the individual poses, the whole practice is all about relaxing into it. So at the beginning, you might manage 5 minutes on the floor. You might manage half an hour. You might manage hours. Whatever your body is okay with, that's what you go with. And when you notice that you start feeling overall distressed and overall anxious or irritated, that's your nervous system saying, I've had enough of this now. And that's when you move to the couch. Try at the beginning, all the time, just try to do this several times a day. So not one block, but several times a day, sit on the floor. I have breakfast on the floor. So whatever you feels good for you. And then after a while, and I mean days, this is not taking long. After a few days, you will notice that your body gets used to these poses and actually enjoys them. Which brings us to pose number 5, which is not really one pose. It's just going with it. Because your body might suddenly want to sit in weird positions. Mine is this. I have no idea why. I mean, it feels good. Still slightly uncomfortable, slightly, new. But yeah, this is how my body wants me to sit. And then after a while I sit like this, and after a while I change the legs, and then I have the other one in the front. So you might find that you have weird requests from your body. You just want to move into a certain position. Just be open to it. And with these positions, it's exactly the same. Stay in the position for as long as it's comfortable. You can also actually practice these positions while you sit on the sofa. I do that sometimes in the evening. However, working with these positions on the sofa does not replace sitting on the floor. This is the effective part. But I noticed now that I've been doing this for a few days that when I sit on the sofa, my body wants to move into another position. Not necessarily come back to the floor, but because often it's in the evening and I'm tired. So the nervous system does not really want strong input. This is strong input. So, but it still wants me to move into these positions on the sofa. So I just let myself. Now remember, as with all fascia work, what is important is that the actual changes don't happen while you work with your fascia. The actual changes happen in between. So when you rest. So don't overdo it. If these positions are very strenuous, like I said, 5 seconds at a time and switch into another position. If it's distressing you too much, just practice even just once a day. If you can, 2 or 3 times is perfect, even for as short as possible. But sit on the floor as much as is okay for you, as much as your nervous system allows, and then watch the magic happen. You might also want to watch a video I have on how to help fascia releases and fascia rehydrating, on what to eat and what to drink. That will be also very helpful, because again, the real changes on a molecular level happen while you not do this. So in between these exercises. And what I found most fascinating is how easily I sit up right now because of this. I've only been doing this for a few days and I'm so excited to share this. It's like the biggest news I've ever had. And the other thing is also it works on the long fascia lines, so the deep ones that even with long yin yoga holds, you don't really work with the whole body. This does. I can now feel my calves, which was an area that was basically silent, but now I have everything's happening in there and it's fantastic. So those are the 5 positions. Explore, enjoy, and relax into it. Have fun releasing your fascia. And I will see you in the next video.